Well, there was a certain situation that took place not too long ago, probably a year or two ago, when we went out to eat.
He's got that call waiting.
Okay, I'm back.
That's okay.
We went out to this restaurant to eat, and sitting there eating, and all of a sudden, the one I call David Caldoun emerged, and I sat there and talked with her, and it like scared her to death. And he told her, I mean, David is a hardcore, calloused, how should I put it?
Okay, now this is your alternative personality, or the other person who's in your body, in a sense, right?
Well, I'm right now getting mixed feelings on who he really is. But anyway, we will just say, yes, he's an entity within me. And he emerged sitting there at the table. And he's cold, callous, cruel. And he sat there and just talked to her and told her what he thought and that how he could care less about her, the kids, or anything else. But because of me and my desires and wants, he was just letting her know that he was going to protect her and the kids and everyone around, and the grandkids, the whole works. If it's up to him, it didn't make a hill of beans, to put it mildly.
How long ago was this?
Oh, probably a year or two ago at least.
That's all?
Yeah. That's when I would say at least 2 years, because that's when I think David was trying to take control and come out totally and stay out.
How did this name David Calhoun come about?
In the very beginning, when I started getting memory returning of how I was created, what they did to me, I thought he was the entity that they had created from my DNA structure on a computer and had inserted into me, and that the programmer just gave him the name of David Caldoun.
Caldoun.
Yeah, Caldoone. And that's who he was when he emerged and when they wanted him. And I more or less rode piggyback. That's the only way I know how to explain it. Because at that particular given time when he emerged in the restaurant, I slowly slid like behind him on his back when he came forward. I witnessed everything, heard everything, saw everything, and when I was sitting there thinking, man, this is neat. I like this. I don't have to do anything, I wasn't scared in the least.
Were you doing that from a soul perspective or a spirit perspective, or were there two of you there physically?
There was two of us there physically, because she even said I changed slightly with my features. Not completely where she could no longer recognize me, but my eyes became very hard and cold, icy, and the voice changed drastically. And it was, to me, it was kind of a wild experiment, or a wild situation. I kind of enjoyed it, and I had the feeling that that's how it was whenever he did emerge, and that's why I was never afraid of anything. I never had to fear, because I knew he was in control and there was nothing he could not do, and that he was totally invincible.
And he was also protecting you.
Oh, he had to protect me because he lives within me.
Right. And therefore he would protect those who were dear to you as well.
Yeah, he did. He decided to, but he didn't want to. He didn't care. But because of me, he would.
He didn't have a choice.
He didn't have a choice.
Wow. Did he care about anything?
Nope. He was created without any feelings or any what I call the good feelings or emotions.
Wow. So
now he could also be as suave as could be. He could be as charismatic as could be if he had to. He was that versatile.
Now, do you feel you know him real well?
I have gotten to know him a lot better, yes. And in the beginning, when I first realized and found out about him, I was also petrified, in fear of him completely taking over. I didn't want to lose myself.
Your identity.
Yeah, I didn't want to lose my identity and just be floating around in my mind somewhere,
right,
and not be able to get out. So that's what I was afraid of. And then I realized, wait a minute, that sucker's in me. What's he got a right to tell me what to do? That's just how I look at it.
So did you find when you were forceful with him that he subsided a little bit?
He still didn't listen to me. He did, for some reason he did, on protecting my family. Why, I don't know. Other than that, he's still his hard, cold self, even to me, but he knows that without me, he's nothing. He cannot survive.
So who do you think directs him?
In the beginning, he was programmed to recognize to certain call signs, letters, whatever, like I was.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I just found out recently, we watch TV a lot, and they have all these ads on music and everything, and I all of a sudden have a lot of problems with the music of the 50s and 60s. Even though I loved it, I grew up in that era. But I've since found out they used that music, the beat of it and a lot of it, for programming.
That's interesting. One of the big areas at Montauk had to deal with music. In fact,
yes.
they had a big sound studio down there.
Yeah, you can program someone real easy with music. And one in particular was Elvis Presley's You Are On My Mind.
Oh, no. I like that song.
And that one, I just realized, was his trigger to come out. And that way he was on top and I was underneath.
So when you heard that song, that did it for you?
That's the only thing I can figure out. Yeah, that's the trigger. One of the triggers they used to bring him out.
Huh.
You Are Always On My Mind. Stop and think about it. It fits.
Wow.
You're also going to find out I insert a lot of humor in all this stuff because I have to.
I think you have to.
Otherwise, I'd lose my sanity.
That's right. And I've been getting pretty serious about this for the last 3 months. And even with Al, we have to laugh every now and then.
Yeah.
Because you can get so serious and so into it.
And I think I have also been too serious with it with my wife and all the discussions we've had. I've realized that too, because I really get into it deep and bring out a lot of theological thinking.
Mm-hmm. Does this bother her, though?
Oh, yeah. It has to. I know it does.
Now, that incident at the restaurant when David Calhoun appeared, was she upset when you finally came back?
Oh, she was. I could see the fear in her eyes.
Really?
Because I could still see her. I had all functions except... Oh, no, I should not say I had all functions. I had all awareness.
It's like you were watching a movie, in a sense.
Yeah, I'm sitting back there. Yeah, I'm back up there in the third row of the balcony or something, and witnessing it all. It's fantastic. Yet I could, and I knew she was hurt and scared, but I knew there was nothing I could do.
Yeah. Well, I think we need to get to the nature of who this David Calhoun person is and how David got into you. And I think talking yesterday on the phone, you said that this is part of a super warrior program.
Right.
Right?
Coming under the, oh boy, there goes the mind again.
Uh-oh.
It's under MK Ultra.
Oh, yeah.
It's another program under that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man, I can't think of it now. I have to wait until it comes to me and then bring it up later. Anyway, part of the programming, not all warriors had a entity inserted into them. I was one of the, I guess you could say, unfortunate that did.
But you're saying that there was a conscious program out there to create a group of people who would be deemed super warriors.
Yes, which they have, near as I can figure out, the super warrior went to the, well, my son and daughter, son in particular, run into some in Germany. They're called Icemen now.
Oh, they changed the name?
Well, the Army guys just call them that because they are so cold and calculating, cruel.